This is from 10.3, number 6 from the online work, which is 24 from the book work. It says find the equations of the tangent lines at the point where the curve crosses itself. And your answer is a comma separated list of equations. Really not applicable here because we are working the example by hand. Okay, so it says here x equals 2 pi cosine t and y equals 2t pi sine t. And we're looking at t being between negative pi and pi. So I graph this, and the graph that we get from this does the following. Comes from down here, comes up, crosses there, then goes up like that. And that's going from negative pi to pi. So it crosses itself here, and this location is at 2, 0. So we can plug this in, the 2 in for the x. 2 equals 2 minus pi cosine t. So subtracting 2 from both sides, 0 equals negative pi cosine t. And if you divide both sides by negative pi, 0 equals cosine t. Well, where does that occur from negative pi to pi? T must be pi over 2 and negative pi over 2. Now we can check this also with the sine part. Sine part having 0 for y. 0 equals 2t minus pi sine t. So we would have negative 2t equals negative pi sine t, and divided by negative 2, t equals pi over 2 sine t. So this is kind of interesting. Like if you plug in, for example, pi over 2, does pi over 2 equal pi over 2 sine pi over 2? Yeah, it does. Pi over 2 equals pi over 2. And likewise, does negative pi over 2 equal pi over 2 sine of negative pi over 2? Well, negative pi over 2 is going to be pi over 2, and sine of negative pi over 2 is negative 1. So that would be negative 1. So that works. Okay, so we follow this process again. We're trying to find dy dx, and that's going to be dy dt over dx dt. And our dy dt, the derivative of y with respect to t, is going to be 2 minus pi cosine t. And the derivative of x, it's just going to be, the derivative of cosine is going to be sine, or negative sine. So it's going to be pi sine t. So we'll look at a couple different places here. We'll look at t equals pi over 2 first of all. And again, we're looking at our dy dx being 2 minus pi cosine t over pi sine t. So if we plug in the pi over 2, we're going to have 2 minus pi cosine of pi over 2 over pi times sine of pi over 2. That's going to be 2 minus pi times, well, cosine of pi over 2 is 0, over pi times sine of pi over 2 is 1. So that's just going to be 2 over pi. Okay. And the point we had there, so that's our slope, and the point we had was 2, 0. So it's going to be y minus 0 equals 2 over pi times x minus 2. So y equals 2 over pi x minus 4 over pi. Now in the second part, we're looking at t being negative pi over 2. So our dy dx is going to be 2 minus pi times cosine of negative pi over 2 over pi times sine of negative pi over 2. And that's going to be 2 minus 0 then over pi times negative 1. So that's going to be negative 2 over pi. So there's our slope. We're going to go to the same point, point being 2, 0. So we have y minus 0 equals negative 2 over pi times x minus 2. So y equals negative 2 over pi x plus 4 over pi. And that's it. Hope that helps.